Hello dear students, this is Manoj sir. You are watching my channel. Act 3 Scene 2 is second largest scene. Since it is big, I have divided into two parts. By the way, please subscribe my channel so that I get boosted up and come with better videos. Also don't forget to give like. This is the very important scene. We know that Bassanio has come to win Portia. Even though both are in love, yet he had to follow procedure that is set by Portia's father, that is, choosing of the right casket. However, here Bassanio does not know which casket to be chosen, though we the audience know it. The scene takes place in a room in Portia's house. There is a curtain in Portia's house behind which all three caskets are kept. Mind you, this is the third of the casket scenes. Bassanio is anxious to try his luck at once, but Portia gives a very long speech in order to keep him waiting. At the same time, she had a lingering fear that if he fails to choose the right casket, then immediately he had to leave in silence like that of others. So she tells him, I pray you, Cherry, pause a day or two before you hazard, for in choosing wrong I lose your company. Therefore, forbear a while. There is something tells me, but it is not love. I would not lose you, and you know yourself. Hate counsels not in such a quality. You see, Portia speaks in modest gesture and says, I request you, please, I beg you, wait a little. At least wait a day or two before you take the risk of choosing. If you choose the wrong casket, then I lose your company. Then you see what she says. There is something tells me, but it is not love. I would not lose you, and you know yourself. And again she says that hate does not give this type of advice. But lest you should not understand me well. And a maiden had no tongue but thought. That means she says, in case you don't understand me or misunderstand me, because a maiden should not speak her thoughts. She may have thought of love for Bassanio, but can't speak in those days. But today, in this generation, it is not everyone, but everyone goes on to express and propose I love you, straightforward. Then she goes on to say, I would detain you here some month before you venture for me. So she wishes that if she could forbid Bassanio for a month or two before he goes to choose the right casket. It is because she wants that he should not miss choosing the right casket. That is why she says, I could teach you how to choose the right, but then I am forsown. She says that she could teach him how to choose the right casket, but then by norms or by rules, she is forbidden to do so, as she had taken an oath. So will I never be. So may you miss me. But if you do, you will make me wish a sin that I had been forsown. That means she will never reveal the right casket. But if you miss the right casket by choosing the wrong one, then you will make me wish a sin that I had been forsown. That forsown means which she was not supposed to reveal. Here, thinking is also sin. That's why she did not tell him or break her promise and showed him the right casket. Beshrew your eyes. They have overlooked me and divided me. One half of me is yours, the other half yours, mine own, I would say. But if mine, then yours. And so all yours. It is clear that Portia is a very modest lady. She would have directly said, Bassanio, I am yours. But no, she is quite shy in that way and says, may your eyes be cursed, may evil fall on your eyes. Why she says? It's because they have cast a charm, or we can say spell, on me, and split my personality. One half of me is yours, and the other half is also yours. It is mine, but if mine, then it is yours. So all of me is yours. Oh, these naughty times put bars between the honors and their rights, and so, though yours, not yours. The times are cruel, which put obstacles between the honors and their possessions. She is cursing the time, as it is bad time for both Portia and Bassanio. Why? Because she says, I am yours to Bassanio. But then the time has put on obstacles in your possessing me till you choose the right casket. That's what she says to Bassanio. So, though I am yours, at the same time not yours. Prove it so. Let fortune go to hell, for it not I. She meant that if you cannot prove that I am yours, then let fortune be in hell for it, and not I. Then she realized, as she says, I speak too long, but 'tis to please the time, to ache it and to draw it out in length, to stay you from election. Which means that she has come to realization that she has spoken too long, but her aim was only to stretch the time, prolong the time, and as much as she could, only to stop Bassanio from making the choice. You see, actually, she is frightened. What will happen if Bassanio fails to choose the right casket? But Bassanio cannot wait. He is in a state of restlessness, torture. He wants to know what fate has kept for him. So he says, let me choose, for as I am, I live up on the rack. He feels that he is tortured, as in those days a person was put on the rack and then he was tortured. So similarly, Bassanio here feels he is on the rack. Then Portia says, upon the rack, Bassanio, then confess. What treason there is mingled with your love? Bassanio, you feel you are in the rack, then there must be some treacherous mingled with your love. Then what is it? Then speaks Bassanio. None but that ugly treason of mistrust, which makes me fear the enjoying of my love. There may as well be amity and life between snow and fire as treason and my love. He says, no, there is no treachery mingled or mixed in my love. Only there is a feeling of doubt, and it is this doubt that will I be able to select the right casket. It is this doubt that stops me from enjoying my love. It is because, you see, Portia has already confessed her love for Bassanio, and at that state of time, and thus he is worried, will he be able to choose the correct casket? Then he says, as there cannot be friendship or union between snow and fire, similarly my love cannot exist with treachery or treason, or they cannot be friends. That's what Bassanio says. Then Portia says, but I fear you speak upon the rack, where men and foes do speak anything. Here Portia knowingly stretching the time and conversation. So she says, yes, you said that there can be no friendship between your love and treachery. But I think you said you are upon the rack, and a person when put on the rack and tortured, it is to stop him speak anything. Then Bassanio speaks, promise me life and I will confess the truth. Means, if you promise to give me my life, I will tell you the truth. Then Portia says, well then, confess and live. Okay, she says, confess then, I will spare your life. Then Bassanio speaks, confess and love had been the very sum of my confession. It means, the summary of his love is that he loves her. Oh happy torment, when my torturer doth teach me answers for deliverance, but let me to my fortune and the casket. So Bassanio says that this torture is a happy and pleasant torture. It is not a cruel torture. Why? Because The person who is torturing me only, she is teaching me the answer to free myself from the torture. But anyway, take me to the casket and I want to make my choice of the casket. The Portia says, away then, I am locked in one of them. She says, go then, I am locked in one of those three caskets. She says, if you love me, you will find me out. Yeah, if he really loved her, he would really find her. What did the other two suitors do? More than the inscription on the casket, they concentrated on the outward appearance. But Bassanio did not do that. Rather, he focused or concentrated on the inscription. Nerissa and the rest stand all aloof. So Nerissa and other servants stand away from the distance, from that casket. The next line says, let music sound while he doth make his choice. While Bassanio makes his choice, let music be played. That is the meaning. Then, if he lose, he makes a swan-like end. If he loses, he will leave Belmont like a swan. What does swan-like end means? It was believed in those days that swan sings only once, that is before its death. If Bassanio loses, he will have to leave Belmont. So music will be played and he will leave Belmont. So this will be like a swan. Why? Because it will be Bassanio's death for Portia, and because she won't see him again. Fading in music means Bassanio also will fade from Portia's vision, like that of fading music. That the comparison may stand more proper, my eye shall be the stream and watery deathbed for him. To make the comparison more complete, Portia will weep and her eyes will be the stream. Why? Because when Bassanio leaves Portia and goes away, then the tears in her eyes will be the reflection of Bassanio. He may win, and what is music then? If it happens, that means there is another possibility. If it occurs, then music is even as the flourish when true subjects bow to a new crowned monarch. Such it is as are those dulcet sounds in break of day that creep into the dreaming bridegroom's ear and summon him to marriage. See, there is two types of music. One is that the music note of trumpets at the coronation of the newly crowned prince, that is king, when all the loyal subjects bow to him. And the other music is like the melodious sound that creeps into the ear of the bridegroom at daybreak and awakens him to tell him that his marriage day has come. Now he goes with less presents, but with much more love than young Alcides, when he did redeem the virgin tribute paid by hollowing Troy. Here the comparison is done with Alcides, that is, with Hercules, who saved the virgin Hesione, who was to be sacrificed to the sea monster by the weeping people of Troy. At that time Hercules had come to ask the king Troy a favor, and when he saw that Troy was very sad, and when Hercules came to know the reason, he proposed to kill the sea monster, in return for which the king of Troy would help him in his work. So it was agreed, and Hercules went to fight the sea monster. So Hesione was watching him with a lot of anxiety, because her life very much depended upon Hercules. If he lived, that means Hesione would live. And so here Portia is also awaiting with equal anxiety for Bassanio to go and choose the casket. So we can say that the casket are as if she-monster, and Bassanio is going to fight with them. If he chooses the right casket, then he will save Portia from an unhappy marriage. I stand to sacrifice. The rest aloof are the Dardanian wives, with bleared visages come forth to view the issue of the exploit. Go, Hercules, leave them, thou I live, with much, much more dismay. I view the fight than that makest the fray. So, Portia is telling that she is like that of Hesione, and she stands for sacrifice, and the other who are standing far away are the Dardanian wives, means Trojan women. So, when this was taking place, the women of Troy, who were very fond of their princess Hesione, they were watching with tear-stained faces. They were watching the result of the spy. So here Nerissa and others who are waiting at a distance, watching which casket Bassanio is going to choose. Go, Hercules, if you live, I also live. And if Bassanio chooses the wrong casket, it will also be his death. And if he chooses the right casket, he will also be alive for Portia. With much, much more dismay, I view the fight than thou that makest the fray. Portia says, I am watching your choice in a much more anxiety and in worry than you who are going to choose. It is very often noticed that parents and friends who are watching on the stage, they are much more worried than the performers who are going on. Then there is a song played while Bassanio is choosing the casket. And see the song that is written in that line. Tell me, where is fancy bred, or in the heart, or in the head? How begot, how nourished? Reply, reply. It is engendered in eyes, with gazing fed, and fancy dies in the cradle where it lies. Let us all ring fancy's knell. I'll begin it. Ding dong bell. All ding dong bell. So this song is actually meant that where is love born? Is it in heart or in the head? And how is it born? What is the origin of love? How is it nourished? How does it grow? And then it is said it is originated in the eyes, as when one person sees another person, then only love generates. Is it? So it is burned in the eyes, and it is brought up and nourished with the loving look or the glances of the lover, and it dies also in the eyes of the lover. So where it was born, it dies there only. So let us ring the knell, and here knell means funeral bell for love. I will begin with ding dong bell. That's what is the line. With this, I conclude the first part of the lesson, and the next one, that is the Bassanio speech, okay, which I will do in the next video. Till then, I hope you understood the first part of Act 3 Scene 2. Till then, bye. See you. Thank you.